Hoi, welkom bij een nieuwe video van Amate Benelux. Vandaag zijn we afgereisd naar Barcelona en gaan we jou laten zien hoe een Amate audiospeaker tot stand komt. Ga je mee naar binnen?
Hello.
Hola.
How are you?
Great. Nice to see you.
Hi, Jason. Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Thanks for taking the time to show us around in the factory and.
Oh yes, for sure.
Our viewers
of course.
love to see how the product starts and how it gets out. So Juan, can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Oh, okay. Well, I am the founder of Amate Audio. We are already 52 years working on the pro audio business. Let's say I'm quite a pioneer on the making amplifiers and acoustic systems, and today still fortunately I am able to work on the research department, like making like advisor for the products design, for the design of the products in the future, the near products we produce.
Before we start about the future, can you tell us how it all started in 1972?
Well, it's very funny. When I was young, I wanted to play some musical instruments. Mainly guitar was my first, but my father said no, you cannot be a music, because my father has some rejection about music in Spain, because he finds the music was only for people who can do anything else. It was a very strange way of thinking. Then, to make my father satisfied and make myself also I decided, okay, music no, but electronic engineer, and dedicate to make electronic instruments for the music. It's gonna be an alternative. And then my father accepts the option, fortunately, and well, I started to make amplifiers, 40 watts amplifiers with tube valves. Okay, it was a long time ago. Yeah. And I'm still here, learning. Every day can learn.
Now in 2025, how do you see the future of pro audio?
In my opinion, audio must develop for more efficient products, smaller, lighter,
more power,
and powerful and better. So probably it will be the day that you come with a telephone and can make a listening for 1,000 people. Who knows? Who knows? Speaker is an old technology. It's a physics-based technology. Has been a big evolution during these 50 years that I am in this business, but still has to appear a new item that can perform better than a speaker. Let's say a micro speaker that performs like a big speaker. This is the challenge. Let's see
how it goes.
Let's see.
So what makes Amate Audio's approach unique in making products? And
okay, let's say that the ability we have is to combine electronics and acoustics on the same factory from the beginning. So when we start to make, we start to produce products, always produce both speaker systems and amplifiers separately. And at the years 90, we start to produce something like active speakers that at that time was a new thing. And well, we say, why not? We understand that this can be an advantage, then the speaker understand the amplifier and vice versa. They communicate each other. And it's not just to put one amplifier inside of a speaker and let's make noise.
No.
It's completely different. It's to make them together and to understand each other perfectly to produce the best sound possible in a lightweight, small size product.
That's innovation. Yeah.
Yeah, and step by step we're getting more accurate to the topic.
Yeah. So I know that Amate Audio is almost like a family company.
It is.
How do customers see that in the final product?
Most of customers becomes member of our family.
Yeah.
As you know.
Yeah.
So okay, we take in a big consideration all the customers' advice and needs, and then I try to modify our thinking way in order to complete the target of our customers. That is to find solutions that sometimes are not in the market. But okay, let's try to making standard products is not funny anymore. It's not funny anymore. The market is full of products that make sound, sometimes good, sometimes bad, but make sound. So it's necessary to be innovative, and this is the way I approach the challenge of my customers.
So thanks a lot for your time. Now we're continuing our story to the factory. We're starting with Natalia and having a look how you all your ideas coming to life. And thanks for your time.
Thank you, Jason. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure
to work with you.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Zo, wij gaan nu naar Natalia. Zij gaat ons laten zien hoe de speakers verder ontwikkeld worden. Hi Natalia.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you again.
Again.
So today we are making a video about the production process of the Amate Audio speakers.
Yes.
And you're involved in the R&D mostly, right? Mm-hmm. And could you tell our viewers who you are and what you're doing here at the Amate Audio?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm Natalia Milan, a senior acoustics engineer at Amate Audio. And I take responsibilities for most of the acoustic topics during the design process, development, and test of the sound systems. I'm also in touch with most of the speaker suppliers to know their latest technologies. And finally, I provide support to our manufacturing lines in case they need any technical or help or advice.
Where does the design of a speaker start with?
Well, it always starts with what we call an engineering briefing. Mm-hmm. An engineering briefing includes all the technical, sales, and marketing data that we are looking in a project. Mm-hmm. For example, it may be the coverage, the SPL, the power, the weight, the size of the sound system.
The kind of speaker as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The target price, how many units we expect to sell, which are the competitors in the market, which are the marketing actions that we'd like to do to launch the system. Once this briefing is completed, and approved by both the R&D, the sales department, and the management, we can say that we can start the project.
How do you determine that the product is successful and ready for production?
Well, I would say that there are 3 reasons to determine if a project is successful. The first one is the one involved with theory. Mm-hmm. I mean that we have to check if the parameters that we get after prototyping match as close as possible to the parameters that we have previously simulated mm-hmm. before prototyping. So this is the more theoretical part. Mm-hmm. The second reason could be the live test. This is one of the most critical parts of the design process.
The most fun as well.
Yes, it's fun, but it's very critical because, we are at the end, we are evaluating something that it's completely subjective. We are evaluating sound. Sound is captured by our senses, by our ears. So for me, the performance can be excellent, but for you, maybe it should be a little bit improved. So there's always that kind of discussion between the members of the team to arrive to the right conclusions. Yeah. And at the end, the third factor that really would tell us that a project is successful is the market. Yeah. So when we launch a product, if the market understands the concept, if the customer likes the performance, if the market buys the product, then we can definitely say that this is a successful part. Yeah. At the end, the number of units of sold mark this part.
Then the product is good, but do you work a lot with prototypes as well?
Yes, we do. For sure, we work with prototypes. Yeah. I personally think that without prototypes, there's no project. Prototypes must be done for every part of the sound system. We make prototypes for the wooden cabinet, for the waveguides, for the internal transducers, buffers, compression drivers, tweeters. We make prototypes for the mechanical rigging parts. So at the end, we can get 2, 3, or 4 units of each part of the sound system until we find which ones are the best to fit our target.
What you want to reach, yeah.
Exactly, would like to reach. So no prototypes, no project.
No. But now it's working like you thought on the PC as well, right? Yeah. So what tools do you use for simulations and measurements?
We use a lot of tools. For example, acoustic software to make the previous simulations and calculations, software to make the 3D modeling, software for the measurement systems. We also have a big anechoic chamber, which is one of the biggest in the country. And this is one of the most important parts of the factory because it's there where we can get very precise results of the sound systems. And I would say also that we have a very powerful tool that is our experience. Yeah. Here at the R&D department, most of the engineers are in the sound world for more than 20 or 25 years. So this gives us a lot of experience that you cannot learn in books or at university. No. So besides the typical software tools, experience is a very powerful
one of the
thing.
Most important ones as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So could you tell our viewers something top secret you're working on now, what we're not allowed to see, but what you maybe can tell something about?
Well, if it's top secret, I shouldn't tell you anything.
No, that's it.
But if you are here, I can tell you that, for example, we are working hardly in a new line array system, which it's supposed to be launched in the next months. It's from the Excellence series, completing the family with the XA to 11. I won't tell you size or power or all the data because this is top secret. Yeah. But I'm sure it would be a very interesting product. And for those who are familiar and like the Excellence series, I'm sure they will enjoy it and like it.
Okay, Natalia, thanks for your time. I think it's very interesting to see how you work here at Amate Audio and how you make those great products. And thank you.
Thanks for your visit.
See you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Adeu.
Nu weten we van Natalia hoe de speakers ontworpen worden. Nu gaan we kijken bij Johan hoe de speakers hun power krijgen. Hola Johan.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Good tal. Thanks for taking the time for us to show us around today. And you're working for a long time at Amate,
Yes.
with your father as well. And can you tell our viewers what you're doing here mostly?
Yeah. So my specialty is the signal processing, the digital signal processing. So when I started back in the company, I was in charge of designing the first DSP platform we use in the MA line array series. So some of our viewers may remind of that or may still using that. And since then we've been developing different or evolutions of different digital signal processing platforms combined with Class D amplification.
So what are the biggest challenges in making an active loudspeaker system?
So basically, when you make a self-powered active speaker systems, you have to take care of the power, of the weight, and of the heat dissipation. So I remember back in the 90s, we designed the first self-powered system here at Amate Audio, and as a starting system back in 95, it was basically something heavy and with not much power because the technology at that time didn't allow to improve these parameters. But today, with the introduction of Class D amplifiers and the digital signal processing, as I mentioned before, we are able to deliver systems that are very compact and that have a lot of amplification power inside. So our challenges today is that loudspeakers or drivers, transducers, every day they can handle more and more power. So we need to add this power in the amplification, and of course we have to take care of the weight and also the thermal design, so that the equipment is efficient thermically.
So what is, in your opinion, the best innovation you made at Amate Audio?
Well, we are proud of different designs and breakthroughs in our brand, but I would mention two of them that I think they are very unique. One of them is the overvoltage protection we have on the Excellence series, because this is a kind of equipment that will normally go out for rentals in different scenarios with portable AC generators or different grids also throughout the world. We are not just selling in Europe, but also in Asia, in the Americas. So we have this integrated overvoltage protection that will protect the system anytime the AC mains goes over a dangerous voltage for the electronics inside. And the good thing about it is that it will protect the electronics, and also when the grid becomes normal at the normal voltage, it will restart automatically, so you don't have to rearm. So this is one of the things that we are quite proud of. And another feature that we introduced in the latest Excellence series, but also in the Nitty test, is the user interface with the touch screen in the active self-powered cabinets, because we thought it was a very straightaway way to improve the user interface and to get rid of components like buttons, LEDs, potentiometers that may lead to problems. And this system gives a very straightforward user interface, and also makes that the panel is clean and you don't need for extra electromechanic components.
Which is great, yeah. So how important is the collaboration between the R&D acoustic part and your part?
Yeah, well, I think this is also another interesting and unique features about our brand, is that we have like the acoustic and electronics departments working together. So basically, what defines the design is the acoustic side. Okay, it's when you shape the kind of cabinet you want to make, if it's a point source or a line array, or which is the power. Then you select the transducers, as Natalia explained before in this process. Okay, and then at the electronic sides, okay, we got like the job to say, okay, now you need to select the platform that best fits for that in terms of power, of weight, as explained before. And basically we're working on a platform basis, so we have 2 different DSP platforms and needed and excellences, and then we have we work with different power modules. So we look for the best solution, and then this is the first part on, let's say, on a power weight consideration, and then the second and also important part is that is working on the preset, okay, on the equalization of the system tuning, which basically the acoustic side is working directly when they do the setup. They work directly on our let's say on our own DSP platform.
In your world.
In your own. So in your own DSP platform. That means that when they set up the cabinet, we just need to take these parameters and apply it to the firmware, and then we are done. We know it's going to be the final results, and it helps also configuring the different presets for each cabinet. For each self-power cabinet, we normally do a small set of presets, so we can give the user some flexibility to use the cabinet in different configurations. And as I say, this is very, very straightforward because the acoustic department is working directly with our own DSP platform. So then the transfer
There's no middle step.
Yeah, there's no middle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So final question. We asked Natalia for a top secret thing. Can you tell us something more, or where you're working on now?
Yes, well, we are launching a new line array. It will be revealed in the next days when it will be the presentation and so on. And of course, on the electronics side, we are preparing all the DSP and the amplifier configuration for this element. And it is basically our main point now. Yeah. And of course, we are also working on more software and firmware features, so we can give the user more information on how he's using the cabinet, so add some diagnostics values inside the firmware, so you know a little bit how many hours you've been working with the cabinet, temperature values, and so on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
We're going to the other side of the factory now to see the assembly and things like that. So thanks. En wij gaan verder naar het volgende deel van de fabriek. Nou, we hebben gezien hoe de speakers ontwikkeld worden. En nu gaan we kijken hoe het geassembleerd wordt. En daar is Jordi.
Hi Jason, how are you?
Great. Jordi is showing us today how you're assembling the speakers and the entire process behind it.
Yeah.
Right?
Just this is a new building that we manufactured the last year, so feel free to come inside and I will show you a little bit.
So where are we now?
We are now at the production lines. Yeah. This is a new building that was set up the last year. Mostly we set up these new production lines because we were in need of more space. So basically 600 square meters more that are intended to improve the capacity and the demand of Amate Audio. Yeah. And mostly we've been working on this control room that is basically checking the quality of the products one by one once we finish the assembly of a cabinet. Doesn't matter if it's needed or excellence, all of them will be checked one by one in this control room.
So after a product is designed at R&D, how does the workflow go? It's going
mostly we have to generate a complete schedule and list of components, suppliers. We have to put everything in common, so it's not immediate that we launch a product and we are able to manufacture it. So it will take 4 to 6 months in order to make this a reality, so to be able to produce in chain. But mostly we treat our company like micro companies that are very efficient. So let's say that production, factory, electronics, all of them are like little companies that get their own orders and they process everything together in order to be ready for the assembly lines. That it's where we are placed now.
Yeah. So it's quite a long process, like 4 to 6
Yeah. It's this is a black box industry and doesn't look like you have a lot of effort to do behind. But the reality is when you put technology and you want to, as Natalia already mentioned, but when you put acoustics and electronics together and you want them to communicate and to speak the same language, it's not so easy.
Not an easy task. So what does a typical day at the assembly line looks like?
Usually we keep a huge amount of stock, so let's say that we are able to deliver in 24 hours. But let's say that, for example, you have an order and we don't have enough quantity in stock. The assembly day would start from the export department. They would call the factory, we need like 24 pieces of line array or 50 pieces of line array. Then this order gets processed by the factory and they will send these little orders to every element of the factory chain in order to get it ready. So electronics will have an order for back panel amplifiers, the warehouse will have an order for screws, rigging, grills, diffuser. And then from the assembly line, they will put the cabinets on the table, they will put the woofers, the components, and then they will start assembling the units. Once they have assembled the units, as I explained before, they will check one by one on the control quality room in order to ensure that the cabinet's still on upper and lower limits. Just in case something happens, we will send them to quarantine.
So what makes your assembly process unique?
I would not say that is the assembly process what is unique. It's the whole processes that are being controlled. So let's say what makes the product unique at the end of the day is that every detail has been controlled from the beginning to the end.
How important is handcrafting still in a much more automated world we're living in now?
So the same way that instruments on the music area are not automated, handcrafting a pro audio speaker always gives the opportunity to keep every detail the finest as possible.
Yeah, and keep the quality high.
Keep the quality high.
Yeah.
Of course, now we have lots of electronics that come from the eastern side of the world, but in the end of the day, you cannot keep control or the quality if you don't touch it by yourself and check what's the real deal on setting up.
So when all the products are assembled, they're about to leave the factory towards us and towards the rest of the world. What is the last step?
Yeah, of course, we do a setup, we do optical inspection of the system after the sound check and so on. And of course, they are ready to go all the time because, as I said, we keep stocks in order to fulfill the market demands. And we are doing a great effort to cover all the demand that we are experiencing the last years.
So thanks for your time and showing us around.
Thank you. You are welcome anytime.
Thank you very much. And we're going outside. Zo, nu weet je hoe de producten hier in Barcelona gemaakt worden. Wil je meer informatie? Wil je de producten beluisteren? Kom bij ons langs in Berkel en Roderijs. Bel of mail ons gerust voor meer informatie. En tot de volgende video.